We have a question from a new subscriber. It looks like JD Gregory Hester, a new face, a new name. I've never heard from him before. So Gregory, welcome to the channel, buddy.
What's up, brother? Good to see you, man.
So Gregory, you may not know this, but JD was a special teams coordinator. So JD knows his special teams, and if anybody watched the show during the season and saw the Monday grades, you guys would know that special teams was consistently, I think, C or below. I don't think we got many B's in the special teams. Mm-hmm. But JD, how do you feel about special teams this season? And what I guess the better question would be like, what would be the things you want them to improve on the most going to the season because it was kind of a disaster all year last year, but what would be some of the things you want to see improvements on?
Well, I'll tell you, we had a couple of bright spots, a few, a couple of returns. Look pretty good. Nico Remigio was a good bright spot for us. All right. Some JP round, which we don't have anymore. He was able to get some returns. For me, Buckner was a guy that was kind of struggling a little bit. He got hurt last year. We need a little bit more consistency from the old punt guy, putting it out there, keeping it outside of the zone, man. Drop that ball in there. Part of that's from our gunners. I think we'll do a good job, Gregory. It's all going to be based off our returner. So there's guys that we know can return. Noah Williams, Major Williams, the William boys, if you want to call them that, if you will. Nico Remigio, we already said that. Jamin Royals is a guy I think returns the ball a little bit. So we got weapons. We just had to get some guys get hat on the hat, block for them. And it's always about sustaining blocks. It's all about running your lane, sustaining your blocks. I do like the new rule because now they're going to try to make sure that guys, you kick the ball to the returner. If not, you get it off to the 35. And so I think we were saying this on maybe Cole's channel. Shout out to Cole, my brother, for having us on for How About Those Chiefs, man. If y'all didn't get to see that episode, y'all go and check that out. But we were talking about it. We were talking about like, hey, man, no team wants to give us the ball on the 35. You had to give us the ball on the 35, Patrick Mahomes?
That's what Jimmy Holiday said on our show last week.
Jimmy said, that's right. Yeah. Thank you. We'll appreciate it. Okay. We'll take it all day. Okay. So giving us 35 is almost playing on the short field. I mean, seriously, that's what it is. So, and also too, let me talk about this. Our main thing is also the coverage. Our coverage got to be able to get down. They mean the gunners. They got to be passionate. We know they got to get down and they got to get and covering your lanes, get down and make some tackles. And a lot of that is on the hang time and the pressure that you put, like on your punter, right? So Bassa is another guy that we got, Marcus. Fast dude, linebacker. He's going to be able to get down and make some plays. Some of the tight ends we talked about, maybe getting down and making some plays. But I think, man, our special teams is going to look good, though, Gregory. So coming here first, man, from old special teams coach. They got to get it done.
And let's not forget it. You mentioned the punt god, but remember, there's a guy on draft free agent that we signed that I think is going to give punt god a run. Eddie Chaplicki, the punter from USC, who won the Ray Guy Award.
Yeah,
I'm telling you that the punt god's not locked in, man. Eddie Chaplicki's got a real deal shot, man.
Okay, all right. Chaplicki, is it Chaplicki?
It's spelled Czaplicki. So I think it's Chaplicki.
Chaplicki, okay.
Chaplicki.
Hearts and Roses over working and listening. Hey, Hearts and Roses. Hey, give a quick little shout out to you so you can see. So I don't know if you're working like, hey, they have my name. So that's our gal right there.
We got another one from Bradley Sexton. Question, Jason Dunn. I know you had a teammate who was a guy named Johnny Morton, who did the worm celebration dance.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. Johnny had that. Hey, he had that thing down pat, brother. He had it down pat. And Johnny would drop down and then just start hitting it. You know what I mean? Like that's old school break dancer right there, man. But to do it the way he did it, because Johnny had like a daggone 6-pack, daggone 12-pack. He was all muscle.
Like he looked what you imagine men's health fitness to look like. I mean, he was like an embodiment of that.
Straight out of the book, out of the magazine, no question about it. He had a very particular diet that his body looked the part. And the thing was, he was so strong in his abs, he could just drop down and just start hitting that joker, man. And his was smooth too, man. It's smooth. No irk and jerk on it. Smooth. Yeah, J-Mo. No doubt, man. It's good stuff right there, baby.
I remember it always reminded me of the other wrestler, Scotty Too Hottie, who would go into the WWF ring and start doing that.
Oh, really? Scotty Too Hottie? I don't know who it is.
Mid-2000s, like 04, 05, like WWF.
Oh, okay. All right.
You probably stopped watching at that point.
Yeah. My daughter's boyfriend, he's a huge wrestling fan. Huge.
Like still currently?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And actually, my son-in-law, he's a huge wrestling fan. They like Stone Cold Steve Austin, So we used to get on Mike Maslowski. We used to type Maslowski like Stone Cold. Yeah.
Does Last get a little bit Goldberg or Stone Cold look?
Oh yeah, a little bit all that, man. My guy Maslowski, man.
That's
He's
funny.
a guy we've had Mike on here.
Yeah, we remember we had a dual episode with him and the DB. Remember what's his name? The old school DB. He couldn't Hasty, right? He couldn't figure out the Zoom, so we had Maslowski on the Zoom, but Hasty didn't know how to do Zoom, so he just called it.
Yeah, man. We gotta get Mass back out here, man. Mass is always a good time anyway. So good deal.
Casey Colossal asks, what non-Chiefs game are you excited to watch this year? He said Lions and Eagles was theirs.
That'd be a good one. You know what, Casey Colossal, I haven't looked at anybody else's schedule, to be honest with you. Just haven't. So I'll probably get down to it. All I'm worried about, man, the Chiefs and this right here. You see that? I wrote that sucker down. That's all I wanted to see. That was it. Because all I wanted to see is how many speed knots we're going to put on people's heads when we start working. Okay? That's what I was thinking about. How many people going to punch in the mouth, Casey Colossus, is what I was thinking about, baby. So everybody else, hey, I'll watch football because I'm just a football fan. But for me, this right here, this is the reckoning. This is how we get back. This is what we do.
I'll give you two that I'm excited about.
Okay.
Can you guess the team? Can you guess the team I'm gonna say?
Oh, of course. Absolutely. I already know. Oh, Baker.
Yeah. Baker, two Baker games. One against the Eagles. So the last two times he's played them, he's beat them. So 2 years ago in the playoffs, last year during the regular season, beat them down big time. And then against the Lions last year, he beat them in Detroit. He's playing against them in Detroit again this year. So those are two. People are saying Eagles and Lions are one of the top two teams in the NFC. I want to venture to say I think Buccaneers might be one of the top teams in the NFC. That offense they have, it's gonna be fun to watch, man. Godwin, Evans, Amegba, the Ohio State receiver. The fact they drafted him, they also have McMillan from last year, and then Bucky Irving, who was a surprise out of the backfield. That offense might be one of the top offenses in the league next year.
They got some fellas over there. That's for sure.
Oklahoma Sooners Baker is here.
Yeah. Blitz the dog doo-doo out of that joker right there, man.
Casey Colossal says, I love it. JD means you're locked in.
Yes, sir. Always locked in. Always. So
Witchy Hall knew I was going to say the Bucks.
Yeah.
The Tampa Baconeers.
Yeah. You know who I don't think is going to be all that good? Green Bay. I don't think they're going to be all that good. Neph's still listening. I know he's like, oh, really? I know he's still there.
I mean, that division, man, that's become like the AFC West of the NFC. I mean, Chicago could be good this year with Ben Johnson and having that last place schedule. I mean, they could be even someone to look at this year. Top to bottom, that's a tough division.
Yeah, it is. Speaking of Chicago, how about we address that conversation, man, that sent the text or talking about Caleb Williams not knowing how to study film? I was like, I don't quite understand. I guess RG3 kind of went off like, oh, the coach's fault having not teaching Caleb Williams how to watch film. And I'm sitting there thinking like, wait a minute, what do you mean they're not teaching him how to watch film? Because any coaches worth his salt would take him in film session and film study and say, hey, look, what are we looking at here? What's the coverage? How many we have up top? Is it single high? Was it too high? Then we start working through the coverages. What are they doing? What are the corners? What are the linebackers? How are they sitting? What is the protection? Where's your guy that's hot? Where's the blitz coming from? How are we sitting there? How far are they sitting back? And so all of that is predicated off what the defense does. So how is it that Caleb Williams is not learning? I'm just taking from what, I'm looking at the tweet. He's not knowing how to watch film. That's something you should learn in college. But so
yeah, because they're making it seem like, I mean, right, someone who's never played football before, they would think, oh, well, I mean, obviously, it's a difference in the way you watch film from high school to college to the NFL. Not really. I mean, yes, the concepts are different and the defenses are different. The players are faster, but like watching film is watching film. I mean, we had QB coaches in high school and college who, had positional meetings with their players. I mean, we watch Hard Knocks. These guys are watching film. So I don't understand what the thing is there. And also, too, it's not only a failure on the Eberflus staff, but like before that, Lincoln Riley, who's apparently one of the best offensive minds of all time, where was that in college then? I mean, that's kind of an indictment on Lincoln Riley and Cliff Kingsbury at USC and Lincoln Riley at Oklahoma. So there's something off there. It seems like a little bit too much blame is being put on Chicago staff, or like you said, I think it comes from like the early days where it's like, were you not being made to watch film in high school because you were Caleb Williams, a top recruit? Were you not being made to watch film because you were Caleb Williams in Oklahoma at USC? I mean, like, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me.
High school, I can forgive. Some of that, right? I mean, you're going to watch film, but if you're not really have somebody who's teaching like, hey, this is what we're looking for and whatnot, that makes sense. But then to get to college and not know how to do it, then that doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't. I don't want to say that's equivalent to like somebody passing guys through that don't know how to read, right? I don't want to. But for a football player as a quarterback, that's almost on the same scale, to be honest with you. Like, how do you not know how to do that? How do you bypass all of these different things, become the number one pick of the draft, and then come to say, did he tell RG3 that nobody taught him how to watch film? That's my question is, like, how did RG3 come to this conclusion?
I believe that was a part of a book that's coming out soon. There's a book coming out about the whole Caleb Williams and everything that's going on, talking to his dad and whatnot.
Oh, gosh. Right.
Yeah.
Well, Eberflus and those guys wasn't the greatest. But I would think, and the thing is, I sent this text to my guys, all the guys that play ball. I was like, hey, man, when did y'all learn how to watch film? And so I learned this in college. I mean, you learn how to look for things and, what to do. You especially learn how to do it in the NFL. There's no way you can get past it. There's just not. No way. And Kurt Warner was like, man, I don't understand this. But Marcus, I said this, and I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. The offenses they run in college do not get guys prepared and ready for the NFL. They have dumbed down these systems so much to just be passing the balls and stuff like that, that these guys don't know how to think anymore. There's no, putting any type of football intelligence in this thing, right? I mean, you can't, intellectualize what goes on out there on the field anymore, right? They hold up little cards and whatnot. They tell guys what to do. We heard a man, he was just saying that they stay on the same side. I'm like, dude, how lazy is that? I get that it's easier and probably more efficient, but what is the guy learning? He's not learning anything from the wide receiver, tight ends, and all those different. You're not learning anything.
It's all about conditioning and getting as many plays as possible throughout a game. That's all it is.
That's it, man. It's crazy. And you know who's become the stars? And that's why he's starting to get the jobs? Offensive coordinators, OCs. And so that's what you start seeing teams covet. This, like, well, then you bring in these offenses up here that I would say is kind of, I wouldn't say elementary, but almost to that degree. Hey, we're going to tell you what to do. That's it. You can't think of anything. You don't know how to make adjustments. It's crazy.
This doesn't make any sense to me because I look. So Oklahoma, Caleb Williams' offensive coordinator was his head coach, Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley was not sitting with his quarterbacks and not watching film with each other, unless he wasn't paying attention in that. I mean, that's a different argument altogether. But like, I mean, JD, the dog days of summer when we are in college, let's take it back to college, those long nights after 2 days of practice, those days, meeting with the offensive room with your positional coach and watching film late night, and it's exhausting and boring. Guys are falling asleep. You're watching film. Now, if you're paying attention during that, that's a different story altogether, but you're watching film. His head coach was a QB coach at Oklahoma. Cliff Kingsbury, who was an NFL quarterback who, called offenses in the NFL, was his QB coach at USC. So there's no way in hell he was not watching film in college, man.
No. Watching film is different from telling the guy like what it is that you're looking for, right? So I don't see how that is. It's not
possible. If you're watching film with your QB coach, they're talking about, we're looking at this coverage right here, we're looking at this guy right here, this play is going to be for this guy. The only point to watch film is to talk about what they're seeing from the upcoming defense. So that's just, if he's not paying attention to that, that's a different story altogether. But they're definitely watching film. But also, true. I think it's just more towards just to kind of throw the Bears staff under the bus even more, so to kind of blame his really poor season on this Bears staff. That's how I feel like it's more so than anything else.
Yeah, I just, to say that nobody taught him how to play, watch film, I think that's a cop out. It really is, seriously,
big time.
And I don't think, RG3 is sitting there saying that. I'm like, why are you? Why would you say that? And the thing is, are you putting it on the coaches? Nobody taught you how to watch film. I think Kurt Warner said, man, he's giving all these young guys, their number. How many guys are seeking him out saying, hey, man, teach me how to do this, teach me how to do that. Like I said, a coach that's worth his salt, there's no way he can get by not watching film or learning how to watch film, what to look for, right? It goes into the very thing of watching film. You got to know what you're doing. You got to know what you're looking for. How you answer questions if you're not knowing. So, oh man.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense to me.
Yeah, about time that RG3 said some wild. Yes, he does. He said some wild things. He does. So
yeah. Hi everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.